Messiah on Netflix. It's at least the third series where Michelle Monaghan has been involved with a religious figurehead. I'll let you figure out which three those are. A mysterious man appears in the Middle East, drawing a large crowd and disrupting the status quo. He is dubbed the Messiah by the people and sparks a global movement. And all the while, a CIA officer is investigating whether or not he's a threat. I tend to shy away from American shows just because I find them to be lazily written without a lot of depth or even good story development. But when I saw the trailer for Messiah, I was intrigued. I mean, it really did hook me in. It did exactly what the trailer was supposed to do. Now, there are some story problems to this show. Some things go unexplained or are left unanswered, asking us as an audience to take a leap of faith, hoping that they will be answered at some point. Now, some of the items that are left out or left unanswered, they didn't feel like they were too crucial to the overall story or the overall arc of the show. Now, maybe they will be, and maybe they'll take a more prominent role later on down the road in subsequent seasons. But for right now, even though they maybe feel like filler just a little bit, I'm willing to overlook a lot of it because I was enjoying what I was seeing in the rest of the show. Now, I like that there were a few points during the show where I stopped the episode. And I was like, wait a minute, if he did this, then, well, it could have been this. And so then they could have done this. And, it's add to the misdirection of it. And me just trying to figure out and say, point out that, oh, well, yeah, no, this guy could be a fraud based on what I'm seeing here. And then when I hit start again to resume the episode, the story addresses that thing right there. I love it. I love that the writers were like, you know what? This is going to be a story hole, or presumably it's a story hole. Let's fill it. Let's answer it. Let's tackle it head on and acknowledge that we know what we're doing because we're setting up misdirection. We want you as an audience to not know if this dude is true or fake. I mean, every bit of it just added to the mystery and kept sucking me in. Season 1 is only 10 episodes long, and they are all varying lengths. I like that. I like that they just don't stick to some rote formulaic just template to be like, nope, this is what we have. We're going to put as much in here as we can, or we only have this much story, but we need to fill this much time, so we're going to put crap in here. No, they didn't do that. There are moments that feel like they could be filler, but overall, it's like, nope, hey, we had 35 minutes worth of episode this time. We shot 35 minutes, or this one is 47. That's what we did. I like that. I like that now when they're not broadcast on TV trying to fit some type of schedule, that on Netflix, on Amazon, any of these on-demand things, that the filmmakers, that the storytellers craft the story that they want to, and they're not bound by a certain time length. Now, I've really liked the character of Al-Masih, or the Messiah. I mean, he has a lot of charisma and just that intrigue and mystery to him where I don't know if he's telling the truth. He looks like he's telling the truth. He looks like he believes what he's saying, but that doesn't mean that he is telling the truth. Maybe he's just nuts. I don't know, but I liked that. I liked that his character sucked me in, that he wasn't just some big over-the-top person either, that he was very subtle. He was quiet and soft-spoken, and I like that as the protagonist, or maybe the antagonist. I don't know, depending on how you're looking at it and how the show ends up, because right now, who knows? There are a lot of flawed characters in the show as well, and I like that, especially when you take into account that they're trying to tell a story of redemption. Well, you need characters who are able to be redeemed. One thing that I felt was kind of cool is that they did also point out the negative side of social media. It was a little bit subtle and then almost just a little pointedly, but it wasn't like this giant spotlight. It was a moment within one episode, but I thought it was important. I thought it was great that it just shows how mad or bad or vile people can be to other people that they don't even know. I mean, the character was seemingly an innocent person. Now, I know if you go down the whole Seven road with John Doe, who was innocent? Well, none of them are. But this person was not the bad guy in the film, and yet was being attacked verbally through social media. And we know, anybody that pays attention to social media, that that can be an issue. I like that at least they were pointing it out, that they were showing it. And hopefully maybe that even serves as a warning to some parents who have younger children who are just venturing out into social media, that you need to watch their accounts. You need to watch what they're seeing, what people are posting back to them, because it can be mean and nasty, and it can be a detriment to their self-worth. The story bounces between several places on Earth, and I really like that because it opens up avenues for the show to take later on, that they're not bound to just one locale, and maybe they won't take those opportunities to go different places in subsequent seasons. I don't know, but at least they've opened that door. Some of the action is obvious, and you can tell where they're going to take the episode, but I also like that even though I know part of it, I don't know and can't see the larger ramifications for these actions right now in the overall show. To me, that's some good storytelling, because they're not telegraphing every little bit of what's to come. They're keeping me invested. They're giving me little hints here and there, or sometimes they're misdirecting me so that I make guesses, I make assumptions, and then they can take me down a different path that I wasn't expecting. And this one kept me guessing, kept me invested, and yes, Netflix, I am still watching. Stop judging me and just continue on with my binge watching. Messiah is a pretty solid entry for Netflix in 2020. I am excited to see where they take the show, especially in light of how the last episode ends. That's all I'm going to tell you, but I had fun with it. It kept me invested, like I said. It was mystery, it was misdirection, it was intrigue, it was globe-trotting, and some characters that are not likable all the time, and yet you can see are redeemable. There is sex, nudity, profanity, and some graphic violence. I give Messiah on Netflix 4.5 out of 5 couches. So have you seen the show? Will you be watching it? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for catching with me.